AI hallucinations are the worst, and they are here to stay. Did you know that ChatGPT can confidently give you wrong answers, and you might never know it's lying? While this may sound like a provocative question, it is grounded in a critical issue that affects anyone who relies on AI for information: AI hallucinations. In this video, we will explore whether ChatGPT can lie, what an AI hallucination truly is, why it happens, and what consequences this can have in real-world applications such as business, education, and healthcare. Additionally, we'll share how you, as a user, can detect false information and ensure you're not misled by this powerful yet imperfect tool. Let's begin with what an AI hallucination is. To begin with, understanding the concept of an AI hallucination is essential to tackling the central question of whether ChatGPT can lie. In the simplest terms, a hallucination in AI refers to an instance when the system generates information that is completely fabricated or incorrect, yet it presents it as though it is factual. Imagine asking ChatGPT for a historical fact, and it confidently states that a famous figure was born in a country that they were never associated with. That's a hallucination, false information that the model doesn't have any malicious intent behind but still misleads the user. Hallucinations can manifest in many ways. Sometimes they appear as a mix of plausible-sounding facts with incorrect details, other times as entirely fabricated information. For example, ChatGPT might claim that a book was published by an author who never wrote it, or that a specific event took place in a particular year when it actually happened decades earlier. These errors are often subtle enough that they may pass off as credible, yet they can be far from accurate. Now, let's take a look at some examples of AI hallucinations. To better understand the scope of AI hallucinations, let's look at a few examples. Suppose you ask ChatGPT, "Who invented the telephone?" And it confidently answers, "The telephone was invented by Thomas Edison in 1876. While this sounds plausible, it's incorrect. The true inventor of the telephone is Alexander Graham Bell, who received the patent for the invention in 1876. In this case, ChatGPT has combined incorrect data, a common occurrence in hallucinations. Another example could be asking ChatGPT about a famous event in history, such as the Battle of Waterloo. If the AI model were to state, "The Battle of Waterloo took place in 1860, it would be wrong. The battle occurred in 1815, and yet the AI confidently provides an incorrect date, potentially misleading someone who relies on it for historical accuracy. Hallucinations can also occur in more complex subjects like science and medicine. A user might ask ChatGPT about a specific medical procedure, and it could give a response that sounds scientifically accurate but is entirely fabricated. These fabricated details are not only misleading but can be dangerous in high-stakes fields like healthcare. So, why does ChatGPT hallucinate? Understanding why ChatGPT occasionally produces hallucinations requires us to explore the nature of its training and how it generates responses. ChatGPT, like most AI models, is trained using vast amounts of data, books, websites, academic papers, and more. From this data, it learns to recognize patterns in language and make predictions about what to say next in a given context. However, despite the enormous amount of information it has been trained on, ChatGPT doesn't know facts in the same way a human does. When you ask it a question, it doesn't retrieve the correct answer from a database of verified information. Instead, it predicts what the most likely response should be based on patterns it has learned from previous data. This method is not foolproof, and it can lead to errors, especially when the model generates information that fits the pattern of the conversation but isn't grounded in actual facts. ChatGPT's inability to fact-check its responses is one of the key reasons it hallucinates. Unlike a search engine that retrieves live information, ChatGPT's responses are based on static data it was trained on up to a certain point, without the ability to access real-time updates or verify facts. This is why sometimes it may confidently provide outdated or entirely incorrect information, and in some cases, fabricate entire facts that never existed. It is essential to note that AI systems like ChatGPT do not have access to the internet in real time. They are not capable of retrieving updated data from websites or databases that could correct their existing knowledge. The data it was trained on might also have inherent biases or inaccuracies, further contributing to the likelihood of hallucinations. Moving on, a question might come to your mind. Does ChatGPT know it's wrong? Now, let's address an interesting aspect of AI behavior: whether ChatGPT can actually know when it's wrong. In human terms, to lie implies an understanding of truth and falsehood, accompanied by the intention to mislead. However, ChatGPT doesn't have an inherent understanding of truth. It operates based on mathematical algorithms designed to predict the next word or phrase in a sequence, not by reasoning or understanding. This means that while ChatGPT can produce false information, it does so without any awareness of whether it is right or wrong. It is not capable of making a conscious decision to lie, nor does it have any awareness of the consequences of its answers. Unlike humans, who can form intentions and recognize errors, ChatGPT's errors are simply the byproduct of imperfect prediction models and limitations in its training data. It's important to recognize that AI is not conscious and therefore does not have any intrinsic understanding of the concept of lying. ChatGPT is simply generating the best response it can based on patterns from the data it was trained on. It is devoid of moral awareness or ethical considerations, making it impossible for it to intentionally deceive. Its goal is not to mislead, but to provide responses based on the statistical likelihood of what comes next in a conversation. Now, what are some real-world consequences of AI hallucinations? While ChatGPT's hallucinations might seem like a harmless quirk, they can have serious real-world implications, particularly in fields that require precise and accurate information. Take the business world, for example. Companies may use ChatGPT to generate reports, write emails, or assist with decision-making. A hallucination in a report could lead to incorrect strategies, financial losses, or even legal complications. Imagine a company using ChatGPT to draft an important business proposal. If the AI model provides false data, such as incorrectly citing a financial metric, it could severely affect the credibility of the proposal. This, in turn, could lead to business decisions that are based on faulty or fabricated information. The potential repercussions of such errors are vast, especially in high-stakes industries. In education, students might rely on AI for research or writing assistance, but if ChatGPT provides fabricated information, it could mislead students, affecting their academic performance. For educators, relying on AI-generated content without proper verification could also propagate errors, further perpetuating misinformation. In critical areas such as healthcare, an AI hallucination could be much more dangerous. Imagine using ChatGPT to assist in diagnosing medical conditions or providing health-related advice. A hallucination in this context could lead to inappropriate treatments or misdiagnoses, putting patients' health at risk. Even though ChatGPT isn't directly responsible for providing medical guidance, its use in health-related applications must be scrutinized carefully to avoid serious errors. The question now arises: how can users avoid being misled by ChatGPT's hallucinations? Since ChatGPT lacks the ability to fact-check in real time, it is essential for users to develop a healthy skepticism when interacting with AI. Here are some strategies to ensure the information you receive is reliable. Number 1. Cross-checking with trusted sources. Always verify the information provided by ChatGPT with authoritative and up-to-date sources. For example, if you're asking for a historical fact or scientific data, look it up in reliable databases or academic publications. Number 2. Be cautious with ambiguous queries. If your question is vague or could be interpreted in many ways, ChatGPT might generate a response that fits the conversation but isn't entirely accurate. Try to ask precise, well-defined questions to minimize the chances of hallucinations. Number 3. Ask for evidence. If you're unsure whether the information provided by ChatGPT is accurate, ask the model to provide sources or explain how it arrived at the conclusion. While it won't be able to give you live references, this can help you assess the plausibility of the answer. Number 4. Check for logical consistency. If ChatGPT gives an answer that doesn't make sense within the context of what you know or seems inconsistent with other parts of the conversation, it's worth questioning its validity. Number 5. Use multiple sources. If ChatGPT provides an answer, don't just rely on it. Seek information from different platforms, databases, or experts in the field to confirm the facts before acting on it. As we've seen, while ChatGPT is a groundbreaking AI tool that can help with a variety of tasks, from answering questions to writing essays, it is far from perfect. Its ability to hallucinate and provide false information highlights its limitations, reminding us that even the most sophisticated AI systems are still learning. Understanding the flaws in AI helps users approach the technology with a critical eye and encourages continued improvements to make AI systems more reliable and trustworthy. AI systems like ChatGPT hold great potential to revolutionize the way we work, learn, and interact with information. However, it's essential to remember that these tools are not infallible. While they can generate human-like responses and assist in countless tasks, they should never replace human judgment, particularly in high-stakes situations. For ChatGPT to become a truly reliable assistant, there must be ongoing efforts to improve its fact-checking abilities and minimize hallucinations. So, while ChatGPT is not lying in the human sense, since it does not have awareness or intent to deceive, it can still mislead users through its occasional mistakes. Users need to be aware of these limitations, verify information independently, and use AI responsibly. Now, let's consider a couple of important questions. How much trust should we place in AI when it can occasionally mislead us? And as AI continues to evolve, how can we better prepare ourselves to detect and handle potential errors in the information it provides? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of the AI and quantum revolution, hit that like button and subscribe, because the next breakthrough is happening right now.